Okay, just a quick review of the Hoover Power Scrubber Carpet Cleaner. I did this carpet yesterday. It looks fantastic. I just did all my upstairs carpets. This is probably my third or fourth machine I've owned in my lifetime. Here it is. You can see I am currently taking it apart to clean it and put it away. But I just wanted to go over some of the things I love about this machine that I see that these companies have, at least Hoover has improved on. I have owned a Bissell, I've owned a couple Hoovers. I do remember always liking the Hoover machines a little bit more, and I really like this model a lot. And so let me just hit on some of the finer points of what I love about this machine. Number one is the weight. This machine is so much lighter than the machines I owned in the past. Now, granted, some of my first carpet cleaner was probably 25 years ago. They have come a long way. This machine has got to be, half the weight of what the first one of these that I owned is. The next thing, the collection bin, which is this part up here, and this is the top of it. On a lot of the machines that I had, that would be one piece that you would have to drain. They've made this so it comes apart into two pieces, which really makes cleaning the upper chamber so much easier than it used to be, because you get a lot of hair and just gross stuff that gets up in here, but it's nice and open. It's got all these holes, so it's easy to flush out and clean. So I was able to get this nice and clean, clean out the lower portion, let those both dry. That's a huge improvement. The next thing, the tank. The tank has a separate chamber for the hot water that you put on the one side, and the other side is where you put your cleaning solution. The cleaning solution self-mixes, seems to work great. Have no issues with that so far at all. Really happy about that. A lot of the machines I used to have, you had to mix the solution yourself before you put it in, or it had a separate chamber altogether, so you had a hot water one and a separate chamber for the solution. I like that they combine the two into one, and so that's great. It's not a heated machine as far as heating the water. I've owned machines that did heat the water. I think it's a waste. If you're only doing your house, maybe for professionals or people, they might need that. Basically, if you fill this thing with really hot water, it stays hot for a long time. So I haven't found that you need a machine that heats the water. So even though I have owned machines in the past that did that, didn't find that it was beneficial or any better. Now this machine blows hot air down these little vents to help dry the carpet sooner. That to me seems a little bit more beneficial. Now how much of a difference does it make? I don't know, but they felt pretty darn dry when I was done. The next huge thing that I love is that the brushes come off, and real easy. You pop off this one little cover, and they're just little cogs, little gears. So the main one that drives them all is here in the middle, and then these others, they just fit right in there. As you can see, it's just a nice little gear system. So that middle one is driving all the other ones, but you can easily pop them out, clean them off, brush them out to get any, the lint and hair and stuff out of there. And you can see there's always a bunch, so I'm cleaning them off now, and that's all the stuff that's in there. And then the last thing I would talk about would be this piece, and this has really made me happy, is that I guess this would be the suction part. I don't know if it's got a specific name, but this piece comes out on this model, and man, is that a huge improvement. On so many machines I had, this piece was permanently attached to that part of the machine, and you couldn't get it off to clean it. The fact that this comes off, and that this is also where the accessory part plugs into, so that opens, so you can open this little door there and really flush this out, because this is another thing that will get on models that you can't take this off of. These things get dirty and they're hard to clean, and if you can't get it off the machine, they just get gross. And you really want to clean your carpet machine well, because if you don't, they smell and they just get gross. So if you can clean it up, wash everything like it's brand new, let it all dry, got all the junk out, especially hair, because my other ones I owned always seemed to have hair stuck in there, and I'd try and get in there with a wire and other stuff, and just nothing fits in there because it's a little tiny slot. So I love the fact that they made this piece separate. And I'll just mention one last thing and then I'll end this. My last thing would be that the upholstery hose is now separate. It comes in a separate bag. It plugs into the top of this part here. Actually, I'm sorry, that's a mistake. It plugs into the top of the machine here. And then the collection part of the hose plugs into the top here. But what I love most about it is that they didn't permanently attach it to the machine. So many of the machines I had in the past, that part was permanently attached to the machine. It was the first part that either broke, it always seemed to get in the way, or it was the first part that leaked. I rarely use these my carpet cleaner on upholstery. I mostly use it on carpet. So I don't need the upholstery attachment attached to it permanently. So the fact that it's not on the machine on a permanent basis, for me, was a huge plus. I'm really happy that they didn't attach it on here. It comes in a real nice little bag that you can hang in a closet with all the little handles and things. But I love that they didn't put it like on the machine. So many machines you see, they even give you little spots to attach all the little handles to. Frankly, they just get in the way. You don't need that stuff on there. And it just adds to the weight, which always made the machines really heavy. So that's my review of the Hoover scrubber, carpet power scrubber. Love it. Love the improvements that Hoover's done over the past probably 20 years. And it's a great machine. Hope you enjoy it.